and went back out to my car, sat in the car, and I just screamed internally at God saying, no, I will not do it. I will not accept this life. So I was very broken going into my senior year of high school. I had a lot of destructive habits, and they began to increase, things like cutting. And it was shortly after I graduated that I found out I was pregnant. There was no doubt in my mind that I was carrying a baby. But for me, it was just, I don't want to have a baby. I don't want to be a mother. I told my best friend at the time. She said, I know this place you can go to get an abortion. I just said, okay, just called them and set an appointment. But I remember laying down back on the table, facing up the ceiling. I had one single tear that rolled straight back down to my hairline, and I remember feeling how warm it was, and that's the last tear I cried for years. I paid for death to enter my body, and it did. Physically, yes, but also emotionally and spiritually, I was just completely dead inside. I got more into cutting. I began drinking more. I just was a lot more careless with my body. I found myself a year later pregnant again. So I heard myself doing what I didn't even want to be doing, which was calling the exact same clinic that I swore I'd never step foot in again, and agreeing to a date and a time and a price and all of that. And I had an abortion set again a year later. A couple of days later, I got a phone call from my dad, and he asked me if I would go to dinner with him and my mom, and I immediately knew something was up. I heard my voice agreeing to it, even though I didn't want to go. I didn't want to tell them anything about my life. So I met them at the restaurant, felt super nervous and awkward, and my dad pretty quickly just got to the point saying that they wanted to give me the opportunity to share with them if there was anything going on in my life I wanted to tell them about, or anything they could maybe be a help to me with. And then he just sat there silently looking at me. And I felt so exposed. I felt like God had told on me to my parents, because there was no way that they could have known. I found out later that my mom had been praying for me, and that in one of those prayer times that God had impressed upon her very clearly, Elise is pregnant and she is considering an abortion. Took a minute and ate some more bread and told them everything's fine, and finished eating, went back out to my car, and I just screamed internally at God saying, no, I will not do it. I will not accept this life. I called up my best friend and told her, I need to be able to go through with this abortion. Let's get some drugs. And in that process, I thought that it would be like a confirmation for me and an escape from thinking about the abortion, but it was like God had my full attention. There was no escape. It felt like he was just wrestling with me all night long. And so I was like, okay, if I can't have an abortion, like I'm just gonna kill myself. Like I'll take us both out. But every time when I would open my eyes again, I was like, I am still alive. It's like God would not let me die. I was exhausted by the time morning rolled around, and ended up talking with my friend. After about 6 hours of conversation, I remember just saying to my friend, I'm gonna do it. And I was saying it really to God, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep this baby. That was the moment when I said I was gonna keep Selah. I came to my parents' house. I remember sitting on the bed, and I'm just gonna, in one conversation, put it all out there and explain the different things that I need help with, and that's what I did. But at the end of that conversation, we're like, we love you. We're here for you no matter what. At the time when I had the abortion scheduled for Selah, I was just thinking about what was happening in my life right then. But God knew, and he had this whole beautiful plan that I couldn't even imagine. Motherhood did not shrink my life in the way that I thought or felt that it would, and so I'm so grateful for this huge family that he had designed to give me.